Good afternoon. And today's fourth week of my journal, I was asked to assess my stress level by taking a stress scale assessment that was developed by Miller and Rahe. I knew it was going to be a tough assessment of stress for it was asked for last year's assessment, and it had a variety of moving parts from moving and retiring from the service, to include a change of eating habits and also a loss of my cousin who probably served in the armed forces. I scored a 554, which is considered a high amount of stress in my life, though it's considered a bit high since the scale states a moderate amount of stress is between 250 and 500. However, most changes came from eating habits. It's been beneficial as well as moving into a bigger house for my family to be more comfortable. Thus, that's why I scored kind of high. One of the questions that were asked is, were you surprised with your life stressor scores? Why or why not? Uh, Surprisingly enough, I really was not surprised as the assessment asked for the past year's stress assessment, as last year was pretty tough. As I stated before, I changed my eating habits, and losing my cousin unexpected made last year a very difficult year to get through. One of the major stress that impacted my wellness, major stresses impacting the major change is the sleeping habits as well as taking care of my kids. It has become very overwhelming. Furthermore, I was diagnosed with cold induced asthma last year, which made it difficult for me to do anything like exercising or go to social gatherings or playing with my kids outside. Also, it was asked of me which dimensions of wellness are impacted by stress. Now, the measures of wellness that was greatly impacted by stress was emotional as well as spiritual, which ultimately affected my physical and social dimensions of wellness. Oh, with due to part of the loss that I had between my cousin, because we were very close, emotional stress as well, which of course didn't make me do a lot of productivity of like exercising and going out. It became very antisocial. One of the other question was describe and demonstrate that relaxation technique that you tried in your video journal. One of the relaxation techniques that I found very rewarding was the deep breathing technique, as I took a deep breath and slowly exhaling it out through my mouth. I repeated this technique several times, 3 to 5 minutes long, and it calmed me down and brought me back to focus. In combination with music and exercise, I believe it got more positive. I got more positive results out of any relaxation techniques that I tried before. The other question was, do you think the relaxation technique you try will be effective in reducing your stress level if practiced on a regular basis? Why or why not? I believe music and exercise and deep breathing relaxation techniques will be very effective. However, it may not be for everybody because sometimes people are too uh, injured or they don't have the capacity to fit in their lifestyle. But for me, it has worked and has reduced my stress level gradually because it focused me in continuing exercising and having the music keep me in rhythm and out of sight, out of mind. That's the way I interpret it. Deep breathing calms me down into place by keeping the body breathing calmly and steady. What are the major health risks and diseases associated with stress? The major health risks and diseases that are associated with stress can be found from chronic disease and mental illness. Heart disease, which leads to depressions, are predicted to be the top two contributors as well for the stress. Also, the what two strategies that effectively deal with this stress will you consider using on a weekly basis? Two strategies that I consider using for the stress on a weekly basis will be Tai Chi and muscle relaxation, as it will help me relax and stretch my muscles as I exercise every week as part of my relaxation technique, as I stated earlier, as well as it will calm me down and build into more breathing techniques. Tai Chi is more of a mental exercise as well, so it'll help me calm down and it'll make me focus on my priorities in life as well as body, mind, and soul spiritually, and how to focus my emotions if I become stressed out due to memories from last year or this current year, if it's financial and other things that come into mind. With that being said, that concludes my stress assessments for week 4 out of my journal. Thank you, and hopefully, you all have a good Christmas and a Happy New Year from last week. Thank you.